Hi everybody, this is Ginger's Ranch. Or, excuse, sorry, Ginger's Chat Show. I don't know why it says that, because it's at the proper range. Um, anyway, hey Dorothy, how's it going? Uh, anyway, it's 43 degrees here, pretty cloudy. Still gonna be getting rain slash snow mixed off and on. But I think it's gonna head more toward the north and the northeast. Because it gets colder up that way. Anyway, um, my news production notes are pretty short. So anyway, what's going to happen is I'm talking about today. There was an attempt today by Relativity Space Corporation or Space Company, and they were going to attempt to, first time ever, launch a 3D printed rocket. Um, but they ran into some glitches, and especially on their second or third stage, that they ran into a glitch with all the electronics and everything on board it. It's 85% 3D printed. The engines are 3D printed. Everything else was working except there was the computer picked up some anomalies, and so they were going to recycle and do it again within an hour, but they decided, you know what, let's give ourselves time to find out what the problem is and check it out and everything, and we'll just do the launch tomorrow morning. So that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to find out why this is doing this. This is a test flight, and anything when you do a first time test flight on a brand new rocket, there's bound to be hang-ups and glitches. Things don't always go perfectly. So they are, again, they're working on it. So I should know more, or we should know more tomorrow. You could go to YouTube to the launch pad. He does the broadcasting on all the space rocket launches, and also Crew 5 is supposed to be coming home this weekend. So when that's going to happen, he's going to find out more when that's going to happen. But it's supposed to be sometime this week they're coming home. Right now there's 11 people up in the space station. It gets a little crowded. So when the 5 goes, it'll be back down to 7 people. For the Crew 6 is already there, and of course you've got the crew from Russia there. Russia's still trying to fix their anomalies on their capsules. No, they're capsules that they send up. What? Somebody knocking? Hold on 1 minute, Dorothy. Funny. Knocking, I heard that was Loki playing on the rocker chair here. He's so funny. Anyway, they're going to try again tomorrow on that rocket launch. So it'll be interesting how it's going to react to all the conditions going on with it. Learn that later. Why that's doing that. C frame rate is too low. Range of 2 4s. Well, I can't do anything about it right now. So I know what the problem is. So anyway, if you're interested in science and things that are going on, the advancements they're making in space exploration, check it out. Now on to the debacle that's happening with Fox, which, you know, it's kind of deserved because of what they've been doing the last number of years. Tucker Carlson, he's kind of two-faced. For a while there, he was an avid Trump supporter and everything else. Now he's saying that he hates Trump. Well, what's the point of showing those 40,000 hours or whatever? Hey, Teresa! How's Chicago? The Windy City. Anyway, with Tucker Carlson, he puts out these, he received these copies of the videos, the security footage and everything. And he was trying to basically rewrite what happened that day on January 6th. Well, everybody knows what happened on January 6th because they saw it all firsthand. So why is he doing this? Why is he being two-faced about this? Is he still trying to be relevant? Or is he afraid his job is going to go bye-bye when Fox News is shut down? Because Fox News is going to lose that case. Hey, Carol. Hi. Okay. It's kind of cold here, too. It's 43 degrees, and it's a little bit windy. Just a tad windy. So, anyway, because if Fox loses that lawsuit, they're going to have to pay $1.6 billion to Dominion. Dominion's a company that makes the voting machines. Okay. There are some states that use them, and there are some states that don't. Up here in Washington State, we have what they call mail-in voting. We got rid of the voting machines because they caused a lot of problems. Some of them kept either breaking down or inadvertently caused injury. I had one time, the very first time I ever voted, which was in 1975. I was already 19 years old. I was held back a year, so I was like 1 year older than my classmates, but I was able to vote. And I used the electric voting machine. Well, when I did, I touched the lever to say, yes, these are my votes, and go ahead and count it. Well, when I touched the lever, I got shocked. And, it's sort of like being on touching an electric fence type shock. It hurt. And so I told the person who was running the polling station, and told him what happened. I said, I got shocked by this machine. And he goes, ooh, this is not good, so we need to fix this. And so what he did was he tallied my vote, closed the machine down, and they had another one to use. He closed this one down, put it back, so it's not going to be used, and say, do not use. So, safety was paramount. That's when they decided what 4 years later, 3 years later, something like that. 4 years later, that's when they did. Washington State decided to go mail-in ballot and just get rid of the machine because it was costing the state a lot of money to maintain the machines and make sure they're in working order and everything else. Yeah, I know it's not fun. I mean, I tangled with electric fences growing up when I had my horses, and I don't really like them very well. It kept the horses in, but still, it's not good for you when you're trying to do something and you really get zapped by it. So, the end result, Dad built stronger fences and got rid of the electric fence because we kept getting short and down far, and we decided, you know what, let's get rid of it. So, which is a good thing. Had the same problem when I lived in Roy, had a short, and we decided to get rid of the electric fence. What? Did you hear? Is Cyrano? Cyrano? Oh, you want your lunch? Okay, well just hold on a minute, and after I'm done with my chat, I'll feed you your lunch. Oh, and on the other thing on the news too, we finished with Tucker first, idiot, two-faced idiot as I call him. Nobody ever likes him. And there is some television companies that are trying to muzzle their people on stuff and say, you know, you're not supposed to say this, not supposed to say that. And I go, what do you think the First Amendment's for? Leave it up to them. Leave it up to them whether it's appropriate or not. Jimmy Kimmel was told not to talk about this certain person. Well, a certain person being he who shall not be named, and Tucker Carlson and everything else. He told him, you do that, you force that on me, I will quit. You will lose the ratings. So what's it going to be? You're going to violate my First Amendment rights? Or you're going to submit to a bully? And Jimmy Kimmel is still on the show, and he got his way, and they backed up. The upper echelon ABC backed up and goes, yeah, you're right. We should not submit to bullies. And Trump was being a bully. DeSantis and Carlson are being bullies. So anyway, another thing that I took Cyrano in for his checkup. He's still at 3.5, 4 pounds on his weight. He got his arthritis shot because he's moving around much better. How long he's going to stay on that, I don't know, until he sees the vet next month. He's still on his ear meds, the epidermal meds for his thyroid. What it is, it's a epi thing where you just paint it on the ears, rub it on the ears, and it absorbs. I had to put him back on the meow mix because he was getting sick with Hill's Science Diet foods, and so he was, you know, throwing up and everything with it. And I told the other vet, I said, I had to take him off of it. I didn't want him getting dehydrated and everything else, getting sick with it. She didn't like my reason. I said, well, he's my cat. You know, I dealt with animals for years. I had horses, I had dogs, and of course now I have my cats. And so you gotta being a good pet parent, you gotta make a judgment call and get information, Um, Now, of course, started this last Sunday, um, the Itinerant dog sled race is in progress right now. They go on for 2 weeks, I think it is. 2 weeks or a week or something like that. They go from Anchorage, Alaska. Well, they start at Willow, which is outside of Anchorage. But Anchorage, Willow area all the way up to Nome, Alaska. And there's a number of U.S. mushers in that race. There's 33. They said, well, this is a small field. And I said, I don't think it's a small field. I think it's just right, you know. You don't want a field too big. And of course, you have the ever-present PETA there, or PETA there, whatever they called, causing problems and trying to sabotage and everything else. If I had my way, I'd throw PETA into the ice bath or something. I'm sorry to say, but they're a bunch of idiots. They really are. They don't bother to do any studying or finding out about the events and how it's done and everything else. They don't bother to get facts and information. And they kind of make it up on their thing. I dealt with them when I was, like I said, on Monday. I dealt with them when I was horse showing. So that's a group that needs to be shut down. Okay. I mean, you have animal rescues, you have, farms, sanctuary farms and everything else that do a real good job of taking care of lost or neglected pets or retired animals, that type of thing. And they do just fine. And there are people that are dedicated to do that. They have the means, they have the resources to do this. So I don't like it when you hear all these untrue stories, that Peter was talking about, and I go, no, those stories are not true. You're making it up. No. Other than that, there is a number of, let's see what, speaking about politics, about running of government and everything, Washington State has started passed a bill on the Senate portion of the legislature, and the bill is about banning or getting rid of what they call the pink tax. Have you ever heard the term pink tax, P-I-N-K? It's where they mark up the prices for products that women use. Like makeup, tampons, self-care type things. And they mark up the prices. Whereas the men's stay stable. They're way below that. And they just want to get rid of the pink tax. It's not really needed, and they need to equalize. In other words, not be discriminatory against women when they use these products. Because a lot of them are essential, okay? So anyway, it's out of the Senate and hope to go to the House. And when it goes into the House, well, I understand Governor Inslee is going to sign that into law to repeal the pink tax and ban it and not allow it to happen in this state. Oh, and Walgreens is in trouble. They were not going to distribute, oh, what term? Abortion pills, abortion medications, that type of thing. They said, no, we're not going to do it. And go on by law, you have to, when the doctor writes a prescription on it. And California go, if you push that angle, guess what? You're not allowed to do business here in California. Be careful, Walgreens. You're going to bite off more than you chew. So anyway, since it's a slow day news-wise today, I will see you guys on Friday. I'll be on time on Friday. I don't know if they're going to do the rocket launch stand, but I'll keep you posted. But when you get a chance, go to the launch pad. Here, I'll write it down here. He is on YouTube. And then he has a network where he broadcasts all kinds of, yes, I know, just hang on a minute. Rocket launches, science, interviews, people are working in the space exploration industry. Hang on, Loki. Cyrano. Yes, I know you're hungry. Yeah, I know. I love it when cats tell you what you should be doing. He tells me when to go to bed. He tells me when to wake up. He tells me when to get his lunch. Loki pretty much does. Loki's a little bit more subtle about it. Cyrano is more head on, like, yeah, like, get it now. He'll yell at you. So, anyway, yes, and you have a good week. Have a good evening, too. And I will see you guys on Friday at 1 o'clock. Be sure to share, insist, persist, and push back. And really, because there's big progress made. You saw the CPAC meetings and you heard about it. Fox News chose not to cover that event. So, which is a good thing. So, anyway, thank you, Carol. Anyway, I will post this. I will post this video on my YouTube channel. Okay? I need more subscribers there, and I need more viewers there. Please, pretty please. I want to get up to 1,000 or 2,000 so I could go live simultaneously. So much simpler. I could get rid of the having to post as an extra step. So, anyway, hope to see you guys later. Love you all. Bye-bye.